Welcome, everyone. Let's get ready for some NBA basketball on 2K Sports. With Greg Anthony and Hall of Famer Doris Burke, this is Kevin Harlan. And joining us on the sidelines, another Hall of Famer, David Aldridge. Here we are in November, and let's see how things are going out east in the early season. You look at the Wildcats, off to a great start this season, currently in second.
Well, right now for the Wildcats, for me, they've taken the league by storm this season. I felt like they were maybe a year ahead of schedule in terms of being an elite group. But you look at them right now, and here they are.
Yeah, they weren't really on anyone's radar before the season began, but they're definitely there now.
Now the starting group for the visitors. They've got Smart. Williams is out there with Thunder. And there's Money. And it's Manning in at the 3. And for the Wildcats, Big Red out there with the natural. Then there's A-Train. Then it's Q. And it's Thunder in at the 2 spot. Doris, what do you think it's like for a team coming into a new season with a new head coach?
You know what's fascinating to me is each individual organization, Kevin, seems to have their own vernacular, their own verbiage to describe their system. So with a new coach, number one, he's putting in a system. Number two, the guys are trying to familiarize themselves with his language. Not only the X's and O's, but how does he communicate it?
And yeah, right, that's a good point. The delivery of the message is sometimes as important as the X's and O's.
No doubt.
And once he got to the 10, I think he was surprised to find himself that wide open.
And I think defensively, that is not the way you want to start. Giving up high percentage looks, that doesn't typically end well. That's the idea. You work the ball into that area. It's a sweet spot.
Passes it to Money. 2 free throws coming up, and they call the shooting foul. First trip to the free throw line for him in this one. And he makes the first. He's perfect from the line this time.
You can tell when he steps to the line the kind of confidence he has in himself. It's written all over his body language.
And foul on the shot. He'll shoot 2 at the free throw line.
I mean, even from over here, you can see that one pretty clearly.
Shooting 2.
The first free throw is good. And good on the second, so he makes them both. And just about a minute into the first quarter. Smart passes to Thunder. Here's Money. He's coming off a 13-point game again.
It was never all about himself. He came away with a lot of assists in that game and just kind of kept everybody in the mix.
Here are the Wildcats. Richards passes to Thunder. First 1:30 gone here in the first quarter. Shoots from the baseline. It's good.
Well, the size advantage playing a big part there. Just calmly rises and fires.
Smart passes to Thunder. Here's Money. And he gets the whistle. 2 free throws coming up. On the night, he's gone 2 for 2 at the stripe. And the first one drops. And he makes both free throws. Now about 2 minutes gone here in the first quarter. Here's Thunder. The pass to Q. Here's the natural. Shot clock at 5. Thunder passes to the natural. He's getting his first free throw attempt of the night right now.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
The first one falls. That's also good, so he hits both free throws.
Boy, a really soft touch on display. It is a luxury to have a big man who can hit from the line at a consistent rate.
Pass to Williams. And just under 2.5 minutes elapsed here in the first. No good that time. And the Wildcats the other way now.
I thought they had a solid game plan coming into that one, and then they made good adjustments along the way.
I thought their game plan was really spot on, Greg, and we saw that in their scoring more than anything else.
Here's the natural, and that one, good. The natural's got 6 points.
Well, what a job, punching the ball to the interior and finishing in the paint. Nice.
Now, Smart. He had a 21-point outing in their last game against.
And guys, remember, remarkable passing the ball as well. He racked up a number of good assists.
Gone 1 of 3 from the field to start this one so far. Out to the right wing. And we're approaching about 3.5 minutes played in the first quarter. Here's Money. Pass to Williams. Shoots from 12. And they'll turn it over. Could not get off his shot. 24-second violation. The Wildcats have gone 3 of 5 shooting the ball so far. Here's Thunder. Still getting warmed up offensively. No scoring yet from him. A-Train, the pass to Richards. He doesn't hit that one. Good work defensively by Smart. Here's Money. Outside, Smart. Passes it to Money. He can't get it to go. And the Wildcats the other way now.
Yet another miss. Just 1 for 5. Not exactly an ideal start.
Here's Thunder. The pass to Richards. Fades. Rebound by Williams. Williams has got 4 rebounds in this game. Here's Watford. Shooting foul as the whistle blows. He'll shoot 2 free throws.
Yeah, the defender all over him.
This is his first free throw of the game. First free throw is good. Good on both. 43% since taking the floor today. A-Train the pass to Q. And contact on the shot, so he'll be shooting free throws here.
Clearly a foul.
This is his first trip to the line tonight.
Shooting 2.
No good on that one. And the second free throw, good. Gone just 1 for 5 from the field to start the quarter. Outside, Smart. Here's Money. And oh boy, a lot of contact there, but he gets the call and will shoot 2. Well, it's such an honor to be on this with you, and you were the first female to become a full-time NBA analyst, breaking new ground. You've accomplished so much in your life, personally, professionally. What would you tell young women who are graduating college, looking to get ahead in their career in what you've chosen?
Well, first and foremost, I've been very lucky, Kevin. The game of basketball has been a part of my life since I was 7. It's been a driving force. I love it. I would just tell young women, times are changing. Dream big. There's nothing that's impossible. And I'm so thankful to the NBA players and coaches who have just wrapped their arms around me from the time I entered this business. So kudos to those players who are part of the change, no question.
And hard work. I have seen you work. I have seen you prepare. No one prepares more. No one works harder than you.
Thanks, Kev.
And that one goes in. 2 from the line that time. The Wildcats have gone 3 of 7 from the field since we've gotten underway. Right wing. A-Train, the pass to Richards. Here's A-Train. Shot clock at 6. The 3. Here's Montgomery. Rebound by Williams. A chance here to retake the lead.
You can see the intensity on display here these last few minutes.
Great chemistry between two teammates. Love the passing.
33% here in the first quarter. Here's A-Train. An 11-point game for him in the win again. And Big Red gets the whistle that time. That'll be his second foul of the game. Jay's checked in for Thunder. Gone 2 of 6 from the field. Bishop outside. Here's Big Red. A 20-point game for him in the win again.
And we can't forget his dominance on defense, guys. His shot blocking altered the entire game.
Now here's Williams. They lead by 1. And the call on the shot that sends him to the line.
Yeah, a lot of whistles here early, as well as foul trouble starting to be an issue.
It's his first trip to the line.
And, you know, something I remember from their last game was how good he was at the line.
No good on the free throw. The captain's checked in for Big Red. And he sinks the second. And so here are the Wildcats, trailing by 2.
And this game will be half of the contest they'll play against each other this year.
It's an interesting matchup. Two teams that don't know each other all that well. Separate conferences. We'll see which one can dictate the pace early.
Here's the captain. Shot clock at 2. A-Train, the pass to Brooks. Tries again. Unable to get that one. Nice D from Williams. Outside, Taylor. Nice D from Brooks. And so Brooks will bring it up for the Wildcats to stop the drought, and it's blocked. They recover it. Rebound by Williams.
And he did everything he could to make that shot as difficult as possible.
We call that a great contest. You know this is something he brings to the table, the ability to anchor your defense.
Here's A-Train. He's still scoreless so far in this one. Pass to Montgomery. That misses. Had a chance to tie it there. Gone just 2 of 7 so far. A little bit of a slow start for them.
Oh, the officials are all over that one.
Doris, you've said this often. It is incredibly difficult to compare guys of different positions in different eras, isn't it?
It really is. There's so many discussions about who's the GOAT, who's the greatest of all potential time. And there are certain names that are always going to pop to the top of the list, LeBron James. But it's very difficult to me, say, to compare a Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, one of the greatest to ever man the center position, had the impossible to check sky hook. But how do you compare him with LeBron James, who, though he is, and I don't know what position he is, he may be the greatest passer in the history of the league. Like, let's enjoy individual greatness without comparison.
So we can't get either to fall.
Uncharacteristic trip to the line for him. Just lost his feel on those shots.
Can they get it? Nope, not that time. Nothing for 2 from the field.
Yeah, they got that one, but early on, it's really been a struggle for them to secure that defensive backboard.
And the call is going to be, yes, it is, an illegal screen.
And not the most common call you'll see in the NBA, but hard to argue that pick wasn't illegal.
It is really difficult to get your feet completely set, to stay completely still. It's almost surprising to me that it isn't called more often.
Oh, that's blocked. To the middle. Here's Tubb. And that one clearly a foul. Gets the whistle and 2 shots coming up.
Yeah, easy call.
He's 0 of 2 at the line in this one. The first one falls. And that's good as he hits both of his shots. There's 1:40 left in the first quarter of the game. They've been struggling here on offense.
Yeah, a bit of a dry spell for sure.
Montgomery, the pass to A-Train, to the inside.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
That one is off. He hits the second from the line. There's 1:26 left in the first. Outside Williams. He kicks to Smart. Left side Taylor. 5 to shoot. The 3. That shot misses. And the Wildcats the other way now.
Just doing the job on the backboard.
Count that bucket.
Boy, when he's this deep, it's going to be tough to stop him, especially with a smaller defender.
Gone just 2 of 8 shooting so far, just 25%. Passes to Dub. Outside Williams. Outside Smart. Now the pass to Dub. And a missed layup. An alarming 21% to get things going here. Montgomery, the pass to Jay. Here's A-Train. Bishop covering. Here's A-Train. He's been quiet so far. Still no points in the game. First trip to the line for him here.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
Ties it up, and this next one could give them the lead. And that one falls, and that puts him up by 1 point. 15 seconds left to play in the first. Now here's Smart. Three seconds left. A good close contest so far as we finish the first quarter. Wildcats lead by 1. And the second quarter will get underway just after this short break. And it's been a pretty even game here after 1 quarter of play. And looking at what we've seen from the Wildcats so far, what do you guys think?
Well, look at the turnover ratio, then look at the score. Easy to see what happened in that first period.
Offensively, they took care of the ball, and defensively, they forced a number of miscues.
Here's Bishop. And a chance here presented by Gatorade to see who's on the floor, all fueled up and ready to go for the start of the second quarter. So on the floor for the Wildcats. The captain out there with Jay. Then it's Brooks. Then there's A-Train. And it's Jay in at the 2-guard spot. 4 on the shot clock. Here's Smart. The shot, no good. And the Wildcats the other way now. The captain passes to A-Train. Pass to Brooks. From outside the arc. Rebound by Williams. Williams has got rebound number 10 tonight with that last one. Smart against Brooks. Smart with the ball. He's gotten some minutes, but nothing on the board yet. Outside, Taylor. A three-pointer off the mark.
Terrific closeout there to challenge the three.
It may be the hardest thing to do in basketball. Close under control, and he's more than up to the task.
Here's A-Train. Montgomery, the pass to A-Train. And he's fouled pretty hard on that shot, but he's got the chance to pick up the points at the line. Doris, if you were going to build a team around one player, who would that player be?
Well, I think because of his age and continued growth opportunity, I would probably say Giannis Antetokounmpo. He's playing at an MVP level. He's still got another decade where he's probably in the peak range of his playing capabilities. And the reality is Giannis still has so much growing to do.
Take a break.
He's a force at the rim. He continues to build that three-point game. And, Kev, once he gets that in-between game, he will be unguardable.
Can't argue with that at all. And he makes the first. So for the Wildcats, the natural, he's checked in for the captain. Q comes in for Brooks, and Thunder subbed in for Jay. No good on the second free throw. Just about a minute and a half has gone by here in the second. Pass to Money. And two free throws coming up. Unable to get that one to go with all the contact.
Wow, he got whacked on that one. Shouldn't be much debate there.
This will make 4 trips to the line so far in the game.
And it's a super first half for him at the free throw line.
First one falls for him. Both shots good from the stripe. Here are the Wildcats. Here's A-Train. It's blocked. Goes back up. And here in the second, 2 minutes gone by. Passes it to Thunder. Basket is good. He'll get a chance for one more at the line.
This is what we call highly efficient play. Working off the screen, getting to the cup.
This is his second trip to the free throw line. The captain's checked in for the natural.
To miss a shot from the line here this quarter.
They've been looking out of sync offensively.
Yeah, their offense has ground to a standstill.
Stolen away. Nice job to interrupt the alley-oop attempt there. And it's blocked. Quarter 2 and just under 2.5 minutes gone by. And they're on the break. Here's Taylor. No good on that one. And the Wildcats the other way now. Montgomery, the pass to Q. Here's A-Train, and it's denied. Throws it up high. Got a piece of it. And that one ends up out of bounds. They'll keep possession.
A split second late, but almost came up with a steal there.
Absolutely appreciate the effort, though. He really went after it. So close.
Here's Money. He's got 8. It's off his leg. And the ref's saying he kicked it. Now about 3 minutes gone in the second quarter of basketball. And here is Taylor. He's on with 10 points last game. On the clock. Let's go. The shot, no good. And the Wildcats the other way now. The captain passes to Montgomery. And he goes in for the dunk.
You gotta love his hustle, leaving the defense no time to react.
The finish in transition, nice and easy.
The pass to Money. Down low. Pushing it up. Rejected by Taylor. They're running. And he could not get that one to go. A lot of contact, and he'll go to the line for 2. First free throw is good. And so he hits both. And almost 4 minutes gone here in the second quarter of play. A-Train, the pass to Montgomery. Here's Thunder. Pass to A-Train. There's the 3. Another miss. His 6th of the night after 6 shot attempts. And it's blocked.
Boy, a tough go for him in this quarter. You can see how desperately he wants to get things started. He just can't make a shot.
Q passes to A-Train. Shot clock at 5. Here's Thunder. He nails it, and we're tied up.
Over the taller defender, this is why you have to stay connected to shooters on the perimeter.
Today's player is not intimidated by size. You even give them a sliver of a window, and they're going to make that shot.
Off target from the baseline. The Wildcats have gone just 2 of 8 shooting here in the second quarter. To the wing right side. And he lobs it up toward the rim. That puts them in the lead. And the Wildcats lead by 2.
Oh, Kevin, get a load of that one. Take that play and put it in the alley-oop textbook, boys.
Oh, perfectly done. You're right. He put it on a platter for him. Here's Manning. Nothing yet on the scoreboard for him. And play stops. Whistle on what looks to be an illegal screen. On Friday, then on Thursday.
Beyond the leaning, you could see his feet more set on that screen. Easy call.
You know, he's just leaning a little bit. You try to get away with it, but boy, the official all over it.
And the Wildcats call time here. Jay's checked in for A-Train. And that's a foul called on Money. That's his first foul. The visitors on defense. Trailing by 2 to the middle. And he stuffs it. What a pass to set him up.
How good a playmaker are we watching? Always leading, always trying to create for others.
Pass to Manning. Pass to Thunder. Looking to end the run. Here's Tubb. You know what? They battled on the glass but couldn't knock it down. The Wildcats have gone 4 of 10 in the second quarter from the field. Here's the captain. No good that time. The captain's gone 1 of 4 so far. There's the pass to Dubb. Inside. Pass to Manning. Takes the 3. That will not get it done. He's 0 for 2. And a terrible 27% from the floor. Boy, an off night for them to say the least. Montgomery sinks that one from the post. And now a 6-point Wildcat lead.
And they've had assists now on their last 3 baskets. Good timing. They're really struggling offensively.
Sometimes it just feels like misses become contagious. He wants to settle his guys down right now.
So for the Wildcats, Big Red's checked in for Jay, and Brooks subbed in for Q. Bishop outside. Pass to Manning. Here's Money. And just miss after miss right now.
And the well is running dry for him right now. Nothing falling.
And this is where you hope that he can find something easy so he can see the ball go through the net.
Here's Big Red. They lead by 6, their biggest margin. Lock at 6. Here's Jay. No good on the 3. Passes it to Thunder. And there's the pass to Money. Doesn't get it to drop for him. Nice D from Brooks.
He's so frustrated. Hasn't had a make all game. It's making it very difficult for them to find any success.
11 feet away. Bishop grabs the board. Big Red's gone 1 for 5 from the field, 20%. Dubb the pass to Bishop. Here's Money. Pass to Thunder. Passes to Dubb for 3. It's good. He scores. That's his first basket after missing his first 2 attempts. Now 1 for 3.
I'll tell you, you are playing with fire anytime you leave this guy open, and they just got burned.
Here's the captain. Back to Brooks. A pass to Thunder. Here's Big Red. And the shot clock expires. 24-second violation. The natural, he's checked in for the captain. A tight game here in Utah. Smart on the wing. He's been patient so far. Nothing on the scoreboard yet. And it's blocked. And the ball ends up out of bounds. And they retain possession. Here's Watford. He's got 9. Kicks it to Williams. And a lot of contact on that one, so he'll shoot 2 here.
And getting to the line and hitting your free throws, a good way to get back into the game. It stops the clock and extends the game and allows you the opportunity to set your defense. They've been perfect from the line so far here in the second quarter.
that one falls for Williams. Jay's checked in for Big Red. And Williams drops them both. 1:10 left in the first half. Thunder passes to Montgomery. Jay, Bishop covering. 6 on the shot clock. Here's Thunder. He's guarded by Williams. And they force the shot clock violation. Great D. They could retake the lead after trailing for a while.
Nice work to hang around and just give yourself a chance. Put yourself in position.
Here's Manning. He's still scoreless so far in this one. Here's Smart, and it's blocked. Dives for it. The shot and game clock separated by 4. Here's Thunder. He's guarded by Williams. Here's Thunder, and that one clearly a foul. Gets the whistle, and 2 shots coming up. First trip to the free throw line for him in this one.
Shooting 2.
And he knocks down the first one. He hits both from the stripe. There's 18 seconds left to play here in the half. Now Smart. Nothing yet on the scoreboard for him. With 1 on the clock, and the last shot at the buzzer doesn't go in for him. And that's it for the first half of action. What's been a very close game here. It's the Wildcats up 3. And join us right back here after the break for the start of the second half.
And now, the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hey, welcome back to 2K Sports. Ernie Johnson alongside Shaquille O'Neal and the Jet, Kenny Smith. Let's get to it. Looking at the Wildcats, Kenny?
Well, there was a big spark from the bench in the first half. Sometimes you're hoping for your reserves to come in and just hold court, but they didn't do that. They actually got better.
And Shaq, let's get your input on the visiting team.
Reminds me of Kenny's suit selection. It's been very, very sloppy. Way too many turnovers. They look unorganized, out of control. It's not pretty basketball. The good news, though, they're still in a great position to win the game if they just cut down the turnovers.
And that'll do it for us. The third quarter about to begin with Kevin Harlan standing by. We'll catch you on the flip side.
My brother.
And if you're just joining us, we've played through the first half in a game that's been fairly even so far. It's been one outstanding game from Jay.
In those first 2 quarters, he was pretty much an automatic bucket getter if he got it down low on the block.
Well, you can see why they would continue to play through him. He was tough to stop, super assertive down low, just great work.
And after a fairly even first couple of quarters, the second half could turn out to be a great one as both teams try to gain an edge. Smart is out there with money, and it's Thunder. Then it's Williams. And it's Manning in at the 3 spot. Smart misses. shooting a terrible 27% from the floor. Boy, an off night for them, to say the least. Here's Thunder. A second chance effort, and it's good on the way in. Jay's got it going here in the start of the second half. The first points in the third quarter for the Wildcats. Jay's got it gone 5 of 7 from the field. That's over 71% actually. Here's Money. Just 5 on the clock. Here's Manning. The shot missing. And the Wildcats the other way now. The natural to pass to A-Train. To the paint. Here's the natural. Good on the 13-footer. The natural's got 8 points. The natural's gotten all 3 of his shots to fall for him. 3 for 3. Williams finds Smart. Back to Williams. And that'll be 2 free throws coming up. Officials on the call with the foul.
And you know what? You allow a guy to get right to the rim like that. That's your only option.
He's made 3 of his 4 free throw attempts in the game.
Shooting 2.
And the first one drops. And Williams drops them both. Third quarter here, over a minute and a half into it. Out to the wing. Thunder passes to Montgomery. Here's Thunder. He's guarded by Williams. Shooting foul as the whistle blows. He'll shoot 2 free throws. And the first one at the line is good. Both good from the line that time. Now here's Smart. No points in the game yet for him. 2 minutes gone in this third quarter now. Pass to Williams. Off with the layup.
Well, I guarantee you this is not what they talked about in the locker room. 0 for 3 and looking lost.
First free throw is good. Taylor's checked in for Champ. He's perfect from the line this time. Gone 0 of 3 and are still looking for that first bucket here in the second half. Pass to Thunder. Now here's Williams. Can't get it to fall.
And that is a textbook example of how to defend your rim.
And boy, to have someone back there who can erase your mistakes, what a big-time asset defensively.
Remember the time, Doris, when it was rare to see stars changing teams? Now we read about it every day.
No question, Kevin. Think back to my formative years watching the NBA as a fan. Larry Bird was a Boston Celtic. Magic Johnson was a Los Angeles Laker. The trend in today's NBA is that shorter player contracts, more player control over where they want to be. And the reality is this, Kevin, at some point, free agency entered the equation. It's appropriate. It's fair. They've earned the right to choose where they play.
And good on the second, so he makes them both. A touch over 2.5 minutes of basketball played here in the third quarter. Guys are looking for a spark here.
Yeah, a cold stretch offensively for sure.
Smart passes to Williams. It's blocked, but they get it back. Just 3 to shoot from deep three-point range. A shot off that time.
I'd love to see them impose themselves a little more on the backboard. That's a great way to find confidence. Always a surefire way to get back in the game.
And it's out of bounds to the Wildcats. Here's Thunder. 7 points in the game. Clock at 6.
And he's trying to shoot his way out of it. You know, they have the lead, but honestly, I think it might help if he'd be a little bit more selective tonight. And no doubt, they'd love to see him get a lot more of those opportunities.
And that deficit will go away quickly if he does, Greg. Q passes to Thunder. Passes it to A-Train. And he's fouled pretty hard on that shot, but he's got the chance to pick up the points at the line.
Impeccable from the line since halftime.
And this is his third trip to the line tonight. The first one falls. Dubs check in for Thunder. Off on that one, so he goes 1 for 2 at the line. Here's Williams, and Williams with the stuff.
And cutting into the lead with the big one-hand throwdown.
That's how you get your team back into it. And the pass to Thunder. Montgomery, the pass to Thunder. A-Train drills the three-pointer. A-Train's got the lead up to 11 now for the Wildcats.
Listen, even average three-point shooters are going to make that shot. Defense must be better.
Outside Williams. Pass to Money. Oh, he blocked it and deflects off the backboard. Montgomery, the pass to Q. Here's Thunder. He has 7, and the dunk to finish it off. A beauty.
And and really just unselfish basketball on the interior. That's the kind of pass a coach loves to see.
And there's the call on Atron. That'll be his second foul of the game. So for the Wildcats, Big Red's checked in for Jay. Brooks comes in for Q, and Jay's subbed in for Thunder. Taylor against Brooks. Right side Taylor. Shoots from 14, and the shot is long.
My goodness, how about that miss? I mean, that's 2 easy points that they've just given away.
Here's Money. 8 points for him. Pass to Williams. Here's Money. Just 5 to shoot. And it's blocked. And they get it back. Count that one. Williams has got 6 in the quarter. The Wildcats have gone 4 of 7 to get things started here in the second half. Swiped it away. And here's the fast break. Here's Money. And it's going to be out of bounds. And they'll keep possession. Here's Taylor. Slammed in by Taylor. One thing we've seen from these guys is excellent passing.
No doubt about it. It's fun to watch the way they're operating as a team right now. They are all in sync.
Here's A-Train. 7 points in the game. Here's Richards. He gets it in there. Big Red's got 6.
Well, the defense has been lackluster out of the locker room, and that is why they are finding themselves in a tough spot.
Money passes to Bishop. Taylor taking his time here. No good on the triple.
I'll tell you, it feels all night like this guy's been forcing shots, rushing shots. He's really struggling on the offensive end.
An ugly 27% since halftime. Here's Money. It's tipped.
Not a lot falling for him in this quarter. He's got to stay aggressive, try to break through, see if you can get an easy opportunity.
Passes it to the natural. Second shot opportunity. And down it goes, jamming that one home.
There it is, guys. One of those effort plays that makes a big difference in the game.
And GA, it is definitely making a difference so far today.
No doubt. On the scoreboard, in the body language of the players, you can tell which team is in complete command.
And that's going to be out of bounds. They'll keep possession. Champs checked in for Taylor. Shot clock at 6. Here's Money. But they recover it. Dub the pass to Money. And blocked. That one goes careening off the glass.
The edge on the glass is the difference. It's allowed them to build this lead. The assist totals, Kevin, just continue to grow. They're way ahead in that category. Ball movement has been flawless.
Bishop with it. They've been struggling here on offense.
Yeah, a bit of a dry spell for sure. And the lack of rim protection, top of the list.
And the question they're going to have to answer to me is it a problem with the scheme or is it a problem with matchups?
Here's Money. 8 points for him. Here's Williams. No good. They had a chance to end the run there.
+8 in the rebound differential. One more reason why they're in control.
Yeah, they're rolling right now. That lead continues to grow.
And one of the things that's helped that is they're getting it done on both ends. Terrific focus on offense, and they're locked in defensively.
Here's Money. 5 on the clock. Back to Bishop. The 11-footer. And misses it off the right side of the rim. The Wildcats have gone 8 of 13 on shot attempts to begin the second half. Count it.
Well, overall, they're the team getting the better looks here in this second half.
And I think what's happening is they're getting their shots within the flow of their offense, and you can clearly see the difference.
Here's Money. The Wildcats getting their last shot to go. It's blocked.
And he's really trying to get them back into it, but the results just have not been there.
Jay, the pass to Richards. Here's A-Train. From 12 feet out. The putback. It's rebounded by Manning. It's 9 seconds separating the shot clock and game clock. And the ball ends up out of bounds. And they'll keep possession. Thunder's checked in for Williams. .27 seconds left in the third quarter to end the drought. And the shot goes in. 10 points for Money.
Well, good vision from the inside and kicking it to the perimeter.
Here's A-Train. He's got 7. Out to the right wing. Here's Jay. Misses there. And so it's the home team with an 18-point lead as the quarter comes to a close. They've been putting on a clinic in the paint. Shots are falling with regularity, and they are pounding it down low. And we'll be right back after this. And it's time to bring up the State Farm assist of the game.
Just true artistry right there. I mean, great decision on where to go with the ball, and how about the perfect delivery?
We call that, Greg, putting it right in the pocket, and he knew what to do with it once it was there.
And there have been 2 very different performances from these teams today as we get going in quarter number 4. Jay out there with Q. Then there's Big Red, and it's the natural, and it's Brooks, and at the 3, the small forward. 2 free throws coming up, and they call the shooting foul. And he knocks down the first one.
And making the most of their opportunities at the line here in the second half.
Thunder's checked in for Jay. Both shots good from the stripe. Of course, it seems like Adam Silver, the NBA commissioner, is one of the most well-liked commissioners in all of sports worldwide. Why do you think that's so?
Well, I think he was amongst the most important members of the staff of his predecessor, David Stern, who obviously oversaw the greatest growth in NBA history. The NBA became a global game. But Adam Silver didn't skip a beat. He is a great listener, a great communicator. And I've said this about the NBA for a very long time. It is a league that is in constant self-evaluation process. It is always looking for ways to improve the league, whether that means organizationally or with the play between the lines, and that's all you can ask for, Kevin.
Shoot 2.
That free throw missing. Good on the second free throw. There's the pass to Thunder. To the inside, Richards. No good that time. Here's Watford. Outside, Smart. Bishop outside. The shot that time, not on target. And the Wildcats the other way now. Inside, and he takes the feed in stride and slams it home.
Excellent assist there. Just led him to the perfect spot.
The Naturals gone 4 of 8 from the floor, 50% on the night. Bishop the pass to Thunder. And here's Bishop. Outside, Smart. Down low, out of bounds. It'll go to the Wildcats. Jay's checked in for the Natural. They are in complete control.
This is the ultimate definition of the zone. Everything they've done has worked.
Here's Thunder. Now Brooks. 6 to shoot. Pass to Richards. It's blocked. Here's Montgomery. Tries it again, and it's out of bounds to the Wildcats. Pass to Brooks. Lock at 6. Passes it to Montgomery. Doris, we know historically the Celtics, the only franchise to ever have a 4-peat, 4 straight championships. Do you think at some point we're going to see another?
I'm not sure there can be in today's NBA, Kevin, and there are a number of different contributing factors. Number one, the salary cap implications that happen. Number two, look at the Golden State Warriors, who were well positioned for a 3-peat. And yet, as you know, luck plays a small part in an NBA championship. Luck relative to injuries. You see Klay Thompson and Kevin Durant both lost in the midst of an NBA Finals. This is it's challenging enough to go back to back. Forget about 4-peat.
Good on both. We're about 2 minutes into the fourth quarter in this one. To the middle. Count the bucket. And he's got a free throw coming up as well.
Yeah, how about that one? Able to maintain control and finish the play.
Find the lane. Find the lane. One shot.
Doris, you and I are faced with this a lot, voting for the MVP. Great stats versus winning. Where do you stand on that when you vote for the league MVP?
Well, winning could be the definitive line if I have two candidates who are close. For instance, for me, this last MVP came down to James Harden and Giannis Antetokounmpo, and I took it to the last possible moment. And I could have gone in either direction and been comfortable. Ultimately, I went with Giannis, and the deciding factor came down to he led his team to the best record in the league. It was a difficult vote, but ultimately it's one category, which helps tilt me in one direction or another.
And I did too. And what also helped me was just the improvement defensively they had made. And I know Antetokounmpo was a very big part of it.
No, it's a great point. He was a two-way force.
That free throw, no good. A-Train, he's checked in for Brooks. And he sinks the second.
And this team will make you pay when they get chances at the free throw line. It's helped them pull ahead here today.
A little over 2.5 minutes have passed here in the fourth quarter. Here's Taylor, and Taylor with the stuff.
Oh, fellas, that was a vicious two-hand monster slam.
Guys, I don't think there was anyone who could have stopped him on that one. Here's A-Train. The pass to Q. Shot clock at 6. Pass to Montgomery. From 12 feet out. That's his 5th miss of the game. He has made 6 of his 11 shots. Dub, the pass to Smart. Well, if you're just tuning in, welcome. We've got about 3.5 minutes gone here in the fourth quarter. From deep. No good on the shot.
Got his hand out enough on that one to bother the three-point attempt. Great hustle on that one.
You know, we talk about this time and time again, trying to stay connected to shooters along the perimeter. Nicely done. I'll tell you, it has not been this guy's best night, but the teammates have been there to pick up the slack. Love it.
And no matter what they've tried, the D just has not been able to deny them the ball inside.
Here's A-Train. Pass to Thunder. Three-pointer. Bangs home the trifecta. And the Wildcats lead by 20.
The man has no heart, and that's poor defense for a team that has a long way to catch up.
Well, credit the offense, though. If you're going to come with casual defensive effort, this team's responsibility is to take advantage, and they do.
Nobody even close to him, and he can't believe he doesn't knock it down.
Some of these players are making more money on endorsement deals than on their NBA contracts. I mean, I just shake my head at that, don't you?
It's an amazing time in which we live because the power of social media and the understanding of today's athlete that their brand is significant and that their brand extends outside of the lines of competition. You see so many men who have overseas opportunities, whether you're talking Kevin Durant, Steph Curry, Donovan Mitchell. They understand the power of the face and the talents they bring to the table. Truly, truly remarkable young men.
Remarkable indeed. And now the presentation of our Jordan Player of the Game, James.
And tell you what, he's worked very hard to get himself in good position throughout the course of this game. And that comes across in his shooting percentage. He's hit over half his shots from the field. And that's not because he got hot as much as it's because of the effort he put in to get himself open.
He doesn't always get the minutes he's gotten tonight, but there's no way they were going to sit him down once he got going. And the crowd has been loving it. A memorable night for him coming off the bench. Here's Watford. Pass to Williams. Tries it from 9. To the right side. Here's Manning. Off target with the free throw line, Jay.
And a big lead for them on both the scoreboard and the backboard thus far.
Money's checked in for Taylor. Gone 3 of 8 here in the fourth quarter. They could use a big shot here to get this offense going.
Too many empty possessions. Right now, they need a basket.
Money passes to Smart. Here's Money. 6 on the shot clock. Here's Williams. Off the mark with the outside fadeaway.
I know he's got to be frustrated right now, but the team is fighting from behind. He's got to stay with it.
The pass to Montgomery. Doris, all right, this is going to come out of the blue here, but if you had to choose between raising the height of the basket or widening the floor or even widening the lane, which would it be?
I have very strong feelings on this, Kevin, and for me it would be widening the floor. And the reason I say that is it feels to me in the last couple of years there are more sideline violations where teams are turning it over because they're trying to get to that corner three, one of the most advantageous, best shots in today's game. But because that three-point line is so close to the sideline out of bounds, we're seeing too many violations. So if I had to choose between one or the other, I would absolutely widen the floor.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
He's off on the first. And the second free throw, good. And so here are the Wildcats. Pass to Q. That's tipped. Here's something kind of interesting. There's been a lot of talk about moving the draft to after free agency. What would that look like?
Well, I think talent is always going to be at a premium. So I would think if there's a guy that's the absolute definitive #1 pick, he's going #1 regardless of roster construction. But the reality is it might help those teams who maybe if they know who's on the roster, it might change the kind of draft selection they would make. So it's an interesting supposition. We'll see if the NBA moves in that direction.
The natural, he's checked in for Jay. Q passes to Thunder. Passes it to the natural. Rebounded by Smart. Smart's got 4 rebounds in this game. Maves. Manning the pass to Thunder. Outside, Smart. 6 to shoot. From 12 feet out. And there it is for him.
And you see the ability to rise and fire from mid-range, even against that length.
Well, I'll tell you, I love that he's not afraid to take on the size mismatch there, Greg. It doesn't matter. Just make shots.
Here's the natural. The rebound by Watford. Thunder's got 6 rebounds here tonight. Pass to Smart. The natural, the pass to A-Train. Looking to end his cold spell, and it's out of bounds to the Wildcats. Here's the natural.
That's all you.
Here's Thunder. Down to 5 on the shot clock. Now the pass to the natural. Fires the 3. They get it back. Great positioning on the putback.
And those second chance points really become almost like bonus points when you can get them.
You know, Doris, you and I love history. And we were talking the other day, you and I, about Bill Russell and his 11 championship rings. You think anyone's ever going to break that record?
I think it'll be close to impossible, Kevin, and the reason is, #1, there were so many fewer teams back then for Bill Russell, in no way diminishing the greatness of one of the game changers, both between the lines and outside the lines. Bill Russell will always be an historic figure. But it's very tough to compare eras. There's now 30 teams, nutrition, conditioning, coaching. There's just so much more information in the current era.
No question he got bumped on that shot.
Shooting 2.
The first free throw is good. So he gets them both. Here's the Wizard. 1:29 left in the fourth quarter.
And tonight's battle is going to end with a very clear winner, leaving nothing to chance. Impressive win for the Wildcats.
This was a physical game.
Yeah, I mean, they were aware of the rotations defensively and were able to attack the rim.
And it'll mark their 4th win on the year. Actually, their 5th win on the year.
And so they win their first game against this squad. It's a 2-game season series, and they'll be going for the sweep the next time they face off.
You always need role players to step up and help, and it was no different in this one, as everything seemed to be clicking for Jay.
This guy has been shot-making all night long. He commands the rock and takes over.
Here's the Wizard. Whistle blows, bucket is good, and he'll have a chance at the line to make it a 3-point play.
Convincing lead with very little time remaining, and the fans are pumped.
Well, they're getting ready to celebrate, no doubt, GA. They know it's theirs to lose at this point.
Wildcats making a switch here. Payne's checked in. So it's the visitors now. 43 seconds left here in the fourth quarter. Here's Goose, defended by Allen. Here's Thomas. No problem on the jumper in close.
Well, we see a lot of emphasis on three-point shooting nowadays, but you'll take that look right there any night of the week.
Here's Richards, and the basket is good, and he's got a chance here for one more at the line.
Making every effort to put this game on ice.
Well, just terrific teamwork, GA. Each guy doing his part. You love what you're seeing from them tonight.
One shot.
Now here's Edwards. Pass to Cooper. Right side, Thomas. That one off the back iron and out. So we see the Wildcats get the win here. And the outcome of this one was never in doubt.
And boy, they really put in a supreme effort. It just felt like once they had that lead and it was comfortable, they were not going to relinquish it.
Thank you for joining us. That'll do it for now. For Greg Anthony, Doris Burke, and David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan. Thanks for tuning in. We'll see you next time.